Welcome back. Well, we have Diane Dixon here, who is running for California Assembly. Well, welcome. Nice to see you again.
Well, Lisa, it's so great to be back. Thank you. I love coming to Laguna Woods.
Well, you know, it's a unique place.
I love it.
You know, we've got folks here, they're 55 and over, who are very concerned about lots of things that are going on. And I know you've addressed those items before. But before we get into talking about some of those issues, tell me a little bit about yourself and some of your experience.
I'd be happy to. First of all, thank you for inviting me back. Love to talk to the people of Laguna Woods because they're so concerned about their community and the larger community beyond them. I've been a city council member. I'm in my 8th year at Newport Beach City Council. I've been mayor twice. And I thought that was as far as I was going to go. It followed my 30 years working for a large global corporation. Mm-hmm. So the business experience really informed my thought process. And then I thought when the seat was open on the city council, I would run. And I thought that would be it. Well, as a council person, as a local official, I began to really notice how the changes that are taking place in all of our communities, driven by new laws and mandates coming from Sacramento. Mm-hmm. And I'd say, where's this coming from? These mandates, often unfunded mandates. And I began to see the erosion of local control. Local control is a foundational principle of cities and counties in California, especially, right, since California became a state. Charter cities, general law cities, we control our zoning and our land use and beyond. Anyway, power has gone to Sacramento, and I say I need to go get a little of it back for our cities.
Yeah.
And then now, more contemporarily, we have economic issues. Mm-hmm. We have high taxes in California. We have high inflation.
Right.
Gas taxes that haven't been relieved. Somebody told me this morning that's almost up to $8.
Well, it has changed, or even over the last couple of days.
Yes, and I don't know if a lot of people, voters, realize that $2 of that $8 they pay at the pump is unique to Californians. We pay more for gas in California than any other state.
Right.
We pay more income taxes. We pay more in what anybody does pays for, and the cost of living in California is the highest of any other state. Cost of housing, cost of food, cost of groceries. Inflation, we're already high. Yep. But inflation now at almost 9%, right, really affects everyone's pocketbooks.
Right, and you look at our community, and most of us that live here are on a fixed income.
Yeah.
And you know,
they're feeling it.
We may not drive now. We may not go out to dinner anymore, and so that's affecting our local community as well.
Absolutely.
So if you have this position, what are some things that you really want to attack?
Well, the economy, to the extent you can do it in California, but really what affects Californians is business. And people often ask me, what does the Assembly do? I mean, people are focused nationally on Congress, but let me tell you how there's everything that in Sacramento from the legislature, which is the Assembly and the Senate, if you own a business, if a large or small business, if you are an employee or a worker, if you pay taxes, if you have children in education, grandchildren, children, California education is number 47 in 8th grade reading and math. 8th grade, number 47 for all of the billions of dollars that the taxpayers spend on education. The cost of living, we all know, you hear about the cost of housing. All of these high costs are driven by regulations that come from Sacramento. Okay. So if people wonder what happens in the Assembly, why do I want to care? Why am I running? Why should they care? Because everything that's wrong with California, I think it's a beautiful state. We've all lived here for many years, but I call it the list of horribles. Everything's high and out of reach for the average worker, the average family. I'm going to Sacramento to talk about it. Okay. I am a Republican. I am a person who's, with my business background, pragmatic. I will work across the aisle. We have to forge better solutions. No bills that become laws these days with a one-party legislature. Right. There's no debate.
Yeah.
There's no consensus.
Right.
There's no give and take. It's one way or the highway.
Right.
And we're getting bad laws.
Yeah, and we're trying to do that across the country come November, of course.
Yes.
Now I know you've been a resident of California. Has it been your whole life?
I came to go to high school in almost 55 years ago. So I've been here for 55
Right.
years. Yeah.
So I mean, so you know,
Oh,
right?
my
You
gosh.
know what everybody is struggling with, and obviously
Yes.
you can tell that our gas prices. But the one thing I think that's very important to California is people are leaving, which means that they take their money and they take their pocketbooks someplace else, which means those businesses that are here are going to suffer.
Let me tell you, that is absolutely true. And Sacramento is in denial about that, because they will say, even though California has lost a congressional district in the 2020 census because so many people have left,
Right.
I can't tell you how many. I walk precincts, I knock on doors, and this was during the primary, right before the June primary, and someone said, this is very typical, well, when is the election? Well, I don't know if I'll be here. And I said, this is May. I said, well, it's June 8th. Now it's November 8th for the general.
Yeah.
And they said, well, I'll be here. I said, well, where are you going? Franklin, Tennessee.
Yeah.
I can't tell you on that particular day how many people were moving to Franklin, Tennessee.
Yeah.
And they don't know one another. So I am here. I'm committed. My husband and I, my husband of 47 years, are committed to California. And that is what I said a moment ago. I thought I was just going to serve on the city council. I am committed to going to Sacramento, help restore good policy making, help deal with the economic problems, the housing problems, the homeless problems, public safety. So we've done polling. The number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 issues are economy, inflation, economy. This is all people care about. And a lot of talk about other social related issues. It's the economy.
Right.
And I am going to Sacramento to address the high cost of regulation on our businesses. Our businesses are leaving too. Our jobs are leaving.
And you know, it's just going to be a trickle effect, like you've mentioned. Well, we thank you so much for coming in and telling us all about what.
Well, that
you'll
was
do
fast,
for us.
but that was
It is
good.
very fast. It is. And of course, if anyone wants information, they can always go to your website.
Diane Dixon for Assembly 2022.
Perfect.
Well, I appreciate it, Lisa.
All right, thank you again.
Thank you so much, and thank you, Laguna Woods. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. And as we mentioned, you can always go to DianeDixonForAssembly.com. It'll be all the information that you need. We'll be right back.